And this is Jeff Garcia right here from Locked On Spurs, reacting to the news that De'Aaron Fox will be shut down for the rest of the season, opting for surgery on that injured right pinky. For those that don't know, Fox damaged his pinky, right pinky, that is, during training camp with the Sacramento Kings. It was obvious he was taping up the fingers and nevertheless played through it. But since then, it looks like the Spurs and Fox, after the trade, have decided to go ahead and repair that damaged left pinky finger and miss the rest of the season, the Spurs announced. Now, this was not a big secret. This was not a big surprise. As a matter of fact, everybody was anticipating the news to come out. So again, not a complete shock here. So let's get it out of the way. But let's look at the ramifications of this. One, I think with Wemby shut down for the season, now you had Fox. Yeah, that's all she wrote for the season. There still is a glimmer of hope for the play-in, but at this point, it's going to be, all but for nothing now. The good news is that, hey, he gets a jump start on the surgery, he gets a jump start on the healing process, gets a jump start on rehab, and he's ready to go for training camp, preseason, start of the next season. The other big, huge silver lining in all this is Castle. Steph Castle will likely get the starting job now that Fox is sidelined, which would be good for him to solidify the Rookie of the Year race. He's been putting up good numbers off the bench. Now as a starter, I think he's just going to blossom in these few games left on the season. So again, that'll be good for Castle and his development moving forward. So yeah, shutting down, I think that just signals that the Spurs consider the season all but over. What are they playing for? Really nothing at this point. I mean, nothing major. They're not going to make the postseason. The plan is hanging on by a thread, and I think this just cuts that thread off right there. So, yeah, I think the best option was to go this course to have Fox do the surgery. According to the Spurs, the surgery will be performed on Tuesday next week in Los Angeles. He's expected to make a full recovery, be ready for the start of next season. Spurs also announced they'll make announcements as necessary. So, yeah, what a season, huh? What a season for Fox. Hey, look, the good news is the Spurs, they got their guy. They got their running mate for Wemby moving forward. It just all makes sense, just to do this now. If we look at what Fox did in the remaining games, he was proving that, to be that guy that the Spurs were looking for to have on the alongside of Wemby there. Let's look at what he did. You look, he had 32 points against Dallas, 14 against Dallas in that home set they had. He had 22 versus Minnesota, 16 versus the Sacramento Kings, 15 recently, the list goes on and on here. What are the games here? OKC, he had 20 points. 20 points versus Memphis. You see where we're going with it. 27 versus Detroit and Austin. So he was rounding into form. This is just a great thing for him and for the Spurs as far as a good decision. It's just sound decision making. And he gave us a glimpse of what he can provide next season at full power. It was obvious that injured pinky was bothering him. He wasn't shooting quite right. He even joked that he wasn't having a bad shooting night. He was having a bad shooting couple weeks. So I think that was really impacting him moving forward. So let's just shut this down. Let's just move forward and go from there. Again, not a big shock. Nobody really should be surprised by this. He all but said it in Austin that this will likely be the course of action. It was just a matter of time before the Spurs announced it. The only thing that really bothers me was that I was at the event with Fox for a gaming event for, video games and Fortnite and all that good stuff there. As soon as they rushed off from the event and was done, minutes later, the Spurs make the announcement. So I didn't get a chance to talk to him about that. But I'm pretty sure they'll have a press conference with Fox to discuss everything, whether before or after or at the close of the season. We'll hear from him sooner than later. All right. There's your not so shocking, surprising news regarding Fox and surgery and his future this season. But you just hope that he has a good recovery. He will. And successful surgery. He will. And be ready for next season. All right. Those are my quick thoughts on the Fox news. Let me know what you think. Was this the best course of action for the Spurs, for Fox? Let me know. You can leave a comment here on Locked On Spurs, the YouTube page, and keep them coming. We'll read them at the next show. So again, Fox is done for the season. We'll see how the Spurs will wrap up these final few games. Be sure to subscribe to Locked On Spurs wherever you get your favorite podcast. iTunes, Spotify, Kindle, 5+ ad. And also subscribe to the Locked On Spurs newsletter. If you're watching on YouTube, see the description below. Just click on that link and you'll be good to go. We'll be back soon for that episode right here on Locked On Spurs.